one night that we live tonight. Let's ride till we're out of sight. So far, so they never find out our halo.
What is going on, dudes? My name is Coach Kansas and Nidokings. Today we have a Week 10 IBL match versus Con and the Chicago Bouffalants. So typically this is not typically. This is supposed to be versus the Green Bay Palkias. Something happened and ended up having to. We have a new coach, pretty much. That's how it's going to be. So he took over the team, and currently this is the team right above us in the standings. And if I win this game, then we move up to the wildcard slot, the second wildcard slot, because last week's loss not set us back. If we can win, we'll end up we'll be 5-5, and we'll be in the second wildcard position. If we win out, I'll have my first ever winning season in league play, and we might be able to clinch playoff. I don't know how it's going to work, because we've got 3 teams competing for the wildcard slot, so. Anyways, I'm going to be going over the team that I built for his, and his team is pretty intimidating. He's got Manaphy, Lucario, Donphan, Landorus, Incarnate, Magneton, Miltank, Delphox, Whimsicott, Pangoro, Frostlass, and Salamence. Now, if you know me, I absolutely despise battling Miltanks. Miltank is so irritating to fight. It's such a good Pokemon, and it's just so irritating to fight. Whimsicott's a very good prankster Pokemon. It can set up a bunch of stuff and whatnot, and it's also his fastest Pokemon. So I did a little speed creeping with one Pokemon to that Whimsicott. He's got a lot of fast Pokemon. Salamence, Manaphy, and Miltank all speed tie with Hazel. The Landorus, Incarnate, Delphox, Whimsicott, Frostlass all outspeed by default. So his team in general is very, very fast. Lucario is moderately fast. Donphan is not really. Magneton isn't, so he's got a lot of speedy Pokemon on his team, and that makes me think, obviously, I need a Scarf or something of the sort. It's a very scary team, and I'm kind of worried because it's going to be a very tough match, but I feel like overall, typing-wise, we have a very good matchup versus his team. And we're going to go into our team now. So first up, we have Hazel the Mew, rocking the Fairy Z this time rather than the Mew Z. That may be changing. I'll let you know. There'll probably be a text bubble because I'll be editing this after. If I change the Fairy Z to something else, I'll let you know. Anyways, we have Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Earth Power, and Dazzling Gleam. The reason I'm running Dazzling Gleam is Pangoro, because otherwise I can't really touch Pangoro. I mean, I can do a decent amount of damage, but if he brings a vested one, and he just knocks off, Hazel takes so much damage. And that is also an issue when it comes to knockoff, so that may be the reason I keep a Z Crystal on this Pokemon, so it takes less damage from knockoff. I don't know what gets knockoff. Well, Donphan gets knockoff too. Anyway, there's that for that. Ice Beam obliterates Landorus Incarnate, hits Donphan very hard, and Whimsicott, and that's really it. Salamence, I forgot about Salamence. He's got 2 4x weaknesses to ice, so that's always nice. Thunderbolt is really for Manaphy, and that's about it, because Manaphy is kind of very scary compared to Hazel. They are similar. No, not similar, they're exactly the same. Typing is the only difference, and a little in the learn sets, obviously. So hopefully Mew will be able to do what it needs to versus Manaphy, and it does suck that I don't have a stab, like a stab move that's super effective against it. I didn't really need Psychic because he's got nothing that's weak to Psychic on his team, and he's got several resistances and 2 immunities, I think. Is it 2 or is it just 1? Just 1 immunity. Anyway, still, he's got a lot of resistances to Psychic, and Psychic isn't a very good typing versus team, so that's why we're not running it. Earth Power is, well, Earth Power hits Lucario, obliterates Magneton, Delphox, so pretty cool stuff. The issue here is really Miltank for Hazel, because Hazel cannot hit Miltank, and that's really, I believe, the only thing on his team that it cannot hit with this moveset. So that does suck. I guess it can hit Frostlass for super effective damage, but Frostlass is weak in general. Like, it's not weak, but it's not very defensive, so I don't really have to worry about that. Shadow Ball from it would hurt, though. Yeah, we're rocking max speed, max special attack with a timid nature. Mainly, this is just to ensure that I can speed tie with a max speed boosting nature, Manaphy, Miltank, and Salamence. Let's see, is there one other? No, there's just those 3 that are base 100. Hopefully the Mew will be able to speed tie with them and outspeed them. Miltank is an issue for Mew. I don't think I'd leave Mew in on Miltank specifically because I have nothing really to hit it with. I mean, Fairy MZ, Dazzling Gleam probably be my strongest thing. I didn't really want to run Focus Blast on this thing, because it only really helps versus that Miltank specifically. And Earth Power is more effective in general, so that is Mew for us. Next up, we have Princess the Electivire. I think the last couple times we brought Electivire, it's been Kitty, so we have Princess back. We have the Choice Scarf with Earthquake, Wild Charge, Ice Punch, and Cross Chop. So, first of all, you're probably looking at a TVs and you're wondering what I'm doing. So this allows me to outspeed Max Speed, Speed Boosting Nature, Whimsicott with the Choice Scarf. So this allows me to put a whole bunch in HP so I can possibly live a hit. I don't think I can live an Earthquake from Lando still, or Donphan for that matter. I mean, if Donphan doesn't have attack investment, I might be able to live it, but otherwise, Kitty's poor defense stat makes it very vulnerable. I'm running an Adamant Nature so I can hit super hard. I'm not even sure I would have had to run any speed if I were doing Jolly. I'm pretty sure that's the reason I'm running Adamant over Jolly. And yeah, so we're running Earthquake because Earthquake, Lucario, Magneton, Delphox, pretty good stuff. Wild Charge is just, it hits decently against this team. Manaphy isn't really the only thing that takes a lot from it. It mainly is for the Manaphy, because Manaphy is an issue, because Tail Glow. Wild Charge hits everything but the Landorus and the Donphan, so it's decently against this team. Ice Punch hits those two that it doesn't hit with Wild Charge, so that's very nice. I mean, maybe I can predict the switch if he's got Manaphy in there and I've got Princess in there. I can predict the swap into a Lando, predicting an electric type move, and just hit it super hard with an Ice Punch, and I should outspeed being Scarfed. Well, not should. I will outspeed everything as long as it's not Scarfed, so pretty good stuff. And then Cross Chop is mainly for Miltank, because Miltank is kind of an issue, as I already mentioned. Lucario hits pretty nicely. Is there anything else? I mean, Magneton, I guess, but Earthquake hits Magneton way better. And it also hits Pangoro, so that's pretty nice. So we're going, not obviously typical physical scarf set, we're rocking Adamant, Max Attack, enough speed to outspeed Max Speed Whimsicott with 188 in HP, so I can hopefully live some hits better. I felt it was more beneficial to put in HP and make this thing more all-around rather than specifically either defense stat, because this thing could be hit very hard on either side of the spectrum. So pretty cool stuff. That's Princess Force. Next up, this is the Pokemon I was mentioning that I should have changed a move on it. Should have run Haze over Dragon Tail on Kate Upton and Milotic with the leftovers, Ice Beam, Scald, Recover, and Dragon Tail. So Dragon Tail's not a bad move, and really it's there for the Manaphy. I was originally planning on running HP Electric, but Dragon Tail ended up, in all honesty, because it does damage. It also swaps the Manaphy if it sets up. He has only one Fairy type in the Whimsicott, and even then Whimsicott doesn't really want to come in on Kate Upton, because Ice Beam would hit that thing very, very hard. Even still, Kate Upton doesn't want to stay in the Whimsicott, because Whimsicott can hit it super hard if it doesn't decide to go for a Prankster attack. But yeah, so Ice Beam, Donphan, Landorus, and Salamence, so pretty cool stuff. Scald is neutral against his entire team except for Manaphy. Is it neutral? I'm pretty sure it was neutral, except for Whimsicott. Whimsicott and Salamence and Manaphy. Those three aren't actually really affected by the Scald, and that's kind of an issue, is Manaphy does very nice against Kate Upton. I kind of wish I was running Haze over Dragon Tail, but Dragon Tail allows me to actually swap the Pokemon out rather than just get rid of the stat boosts. That's always nice. Recover allows me to keep my longevity and restore health if I get the opportunity to, so this thing can stick around. And if it gets poisoned or burned, which is best case scenario, then like maybe a Manaphy Scald burn, or not Mystical Fire, Delphox. What is, I don't know. Mystical Fire lowers special attack, it doesn't burn. So I don't know if anything else can really burn. If you bring something that gets Will-O-Wisp, which I know Delphox does. Frostlass might too, because of being a ghost type, so you never know. And then obviously Dragon Tail, so I can swap out setup mons. So pretty cool stuff, because I'm not worried about Whimsicott setting up. Overall, it hasn't done much for his team this entire season. It's the only Pokemon on his team that does not have a kill yet this season. I'm not really worried about it setting up, so luckily Dragon Tail, it works well enough against the Pokemon I'm worried about setting up, being like Lucario, Manaphy, and Salamence, so pretty cool stuff. Now we're doing the typical physical defensive set with max HP, max physical defense with a bold nature and 4 in special attack, so I'm getting a little bit harder with my 2 moves. I just decided to run bold. I didn't want to run relaxed because this still allows me, I don't remember what's slower. I think Magneton is slower. So in no speed investment, Kate Upton outspeeds both Magneton and Pangoro. It may actually outspeed Donphan. I don't remember how fast Donphan is. It's not often you're going to catch Donphan even staying in on a Milotic. So, yeah, it's base 50, so it outspeeds all those Pokemon, which is really, really nice. And, yeah, so I didn't want to lower its speed any just in case. So, pretty cool stuff. That is Kate Upton for us. Next up, we have Phantom the Gengar with a Life Orb, which I was thinking about changing to Fightinium Z. He does only have the one immunity to it, being that the Frostlass, and it hits decently against the rest of his team, because not much resist it. I mean, you've got, what, Salamence, Whimsicott, and I guess Delphox too. I forgot about Delphox, and Lando, so I don't know. I'm probably just going to stick with this, and I don't know about the, because once again, obviously, the knockoff is an issue, and would obliterate Phantom. So, I mean, probably at the point, I'm just going to sack off Phantom if I need to. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but yes. So we have Phantom the Gengar with a Life Orb, Sludge Wave, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, Focus Blast. So Sludge Wave obliterates Whimsicott, hits decently against his entire team. He's obviously got the immunities in Lucario and Magneton. He does have the resistances in his ground typings and the Frostlass. So overall, though, it does really nicely because that's one of the most powerful moves Phantom gets with Stab. Actually, I believe it's the most powerful gets its Stab. Shadow Ball hits decently and gets his entire team. Miltank is the only thing that is immune to it, so that is really, really nice. He does have a resistance in, I believe, is Pangora's only resistance? Pangora's his only resistance to Ghost. So Ghost overall is very nicely against his, does very nicely against his team. That thing does not want to stay in on Gengar with a focus, and to get hit with a Focus Blast anyway. So, pretty cool stuff. Thunderbolt is mainly for Manaphy. Yeah, because it doesn't really do much to anything else, and Focus Blast is mainly for Pangoro and Miltank, so pretty cool stuff. I mean, it's pretty simple to why we're running what we are on Phantom, so it's the same set tip pretty much as I was running on Hazel EV-wise. The reason I'm doing this is because it speed ties with Frostlass, and I'd like to be able to have the opportunity to outspeed it just by, like, a speed tie, because otherwise I don't outspeed it, and obviously the only thing that outspeeds Phantom is Whimsicott. Whimsicott is not even an issue. It ties with Frostlass, but everything else Phantom outspeeds, which is really nice because this thing hits like a truck, especially with the Life Orb. So, and it's kind of funny because it's a little fat round ghost and it's adorable, and it hits like a truck. So, pretty cool stuff. That is Phantom for us. It's pretty simple. Next up we have Pudge the Venusaur coming back for the first time in a couple weeks with the Assault Vest, Earthquake, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, Outrage. The reason I wanted to run Pudge is because overall, Grass typing is decent against his team because he doesn't have much that's super effective against Pudge. He's got the Delphox, which is super effective with the Psychic and the Fire typing, and that's pretty much it. I mean, you've got the Frostlass with Ice, but that's really it. That's why I'm running Assault Vest, so I can take hits like that. So, overall, Pudge is a very decent Pokemon. I wanted to bring it originally as a special wall, but I didn't end up bringing it. I just realized I don't have a special wall this week. Well, that might be pretty bad. So, I was originally planning on making this thing my special wall, and I probably should have. So, Earthquake hits Lucario, Magneton, Delphox, Delphox is really the only thing that counters Pudge too heavily. Giga Drain hits decently and gets his entire team. He does have, let's see, Lucario resisted, Magneton resisted, Delphox resisted, Whimsicott resisted, and so does Salamence. So, a lot more than I remembered, but it's okay. I mean, Giga Drain will still get health back, and it does decently gets a lot of Pokemon. Sludge Bomb hits all of those but Magneton that it's decent against or something. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. But Sludge Bomb, overall poison typing, just works decently and gets his team because he's got the immunities in the steel types, but it hits everything else, so. And then Outrage is mainly for Salamence, and it just also hits super hard on his team. It's the most powerful move that Pudge is carrying this week, and being a physical move, it'll hit Miltank a lot harder than a special move will. So, yeah, hopefully I can just use it to put a big dent in something, like maybe Salamence, because Salamence is very decent against Pudge overall. So, having Outrage makes it easier for me to do some more damage to that. So, pretty cool stuff. We're rocking max HP, 196 in attack, so I can have a decently equal attack and special attack stats, because this thing has already got good special attack. So, we have that 60 and special attack with a quiet nature. Didn't really feel like lowering either defense stats, and overall, the things that this thing might outspeed. Even if it doesn't outspeed, it's not that big of a deal. Being Donphan, Magneton, and Pangoro, none of them are the biggest deal because Pudge can counter them very nicely and hit them super hard. So that is Pudge the Venusaur. And finally, we have Toothpick the Mudsdale. This thing has been such a clutch Pokemon. Having it this past couple weeks is so good. It's got a Soul Vest with Stamina, with Earthquake, Close Combat, Heavy Slam, and Counter. So once again, it's only got like 5 moves that you can really use that are viable. Earthquake, as I already mentioned, hits Lucario, Magneton, and Delphox very nicely. Close Combat obliterates, sort of obliterates Miltank. It hits super hard. That's mainly the reason I'm bringing it. It also hits Pangoro and Magneton super hard, as well as Lucario. I forgot about Lucario. Heavy Slam will do a ton to Whimsicott. Actually, a ton. It'll kill Whimsicott if it's not Sash. It'll probably kill Frostlass too, and Heavy Slam will do the most to Salamence, obviously what we have. But the reason, this thing being so bulky as it is allows me to run counter efficiently. Now this time I'd like to not reveal counter stupidly like I did versus someone back in the DBL. I don't remember who it was, but I revealed counter very foolishly. So hopefully, if I can keep that hidden long enough, I can get some big damage dished out on one of his strong physical attackers. And yeah, so that's pretty simple. Toothpick's just one of those Pokemon that's very good to have. Stamina is an incredible ability, so we're working Anabot Nature Max physical attack, max HP with 4 in special defense to boost the effectiveness of Assault Vest just a little bit more. That is the team we are bringing for the Chicago Bouffalants. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, looks appreciated in the... I don't know what I was going to say. I was going to say in the next episode. I don't know why. But I'm excited for this match. Hopefully we can pull out a victory. That's something that needs to happen. I need to win. I need a victory under my belt because it's been... I've lost 3 straight games, actually. So I need to pull back with a win, which will pull me back into the playoff race. I'm still in the playoff race because we've only had 9 out of 12 weeks, or 10 out of 12 weeks. This being week 10, so... hopefully we can do well. So thanks so much, I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I appreciate it. Sorry, I'm kind of sick today. Make sure to subscribe for more. Let's get Nidokings.